Texas. They say everything's bigger here, and they're right. We've got big cars. I mean really big cars. Have you seen our trucks? They take up a parking space and a half. They're gigantic, and we like them that way. It's got a Texas-sized podcast as well. And this is it, right here. Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. Yeehaw.
Yay, and we're back. Thanks for the applause.
I don't hear any applause.
You don't hear anything?
No.
Oh, you should have heard it. I heard it.
I hear you.
You can hear me? Well, that's good.
Okay.
I'm glad you can at least hear me.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Yeah. So, another show.
Yes.
Another week. I'm Dave Larsen.
I'm Specialist Brianna Dew.
It's our first class, Kelvin Ringold.
I'm Samantha Farlow.
And now we've all identified ourselves.
Yes, we have.
And we are Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast.
That's right.
All
the
day.
one and only.
Yeah. The original.
Standing
Never
watch.
never to be duplicated or something or another. But all right. It's a
good week.
It's a good week.
It's a week with a little less headache. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we can wear ponytails now.
I saw that.
Yes.
I saw
More
that.
changes for women in the military.
That is kind of cool, I guess.
It's nice.
I was bummed, when I retired, right? When I joined the Army, I had not quite a mullet, but it was long, right? The hair went down to like past the collar and the back, and of course they shave it down the middle first when you're standing there looking in the mirror. So I had long hair when I joined, when I was 18. Hello. And so I retire, and I thought, I can't wait. I can grow my hair out. Guess what?
Where to go?
It got
I was
you.
gonna say, how's that going for you?
That golf ball sized bald spot turned into a baseball sized bald spot. Now it's most of my head.
Hair's overrated.
Yeah. I'm getting older too, so
You
I
are.
sort of feel your pain.
Yeah, you had a birthday.
I did. I had a big one.
Oh, happy
And
birthday.
It was
Thank
it was
you.
a
Late birthday.
big birthday.
Yes.
What's big?
The big 3-0.
The big 3-0 now.
That used to be the black balloon birthday.
Yes.
But 40's the new 30, I heard.
Yes, I think so.
So you're still young.
Right.
You don't look a day
Well,
over 16.
Thank you. Oh, so sweet. I
compliment.
actually, I themed my birthday because, I'm extra. And I the theme was the death of my youth. So everyone wore all black. And I had
So you did do a
love
black
that.
birthday.
I did. I haven't
wow.
posted anything yet, but yeah, I had everyone dress up, and I was gonna get orchids because I believe that's the funeral flower.
You're funny.
Did you wear real goth makeup, all white? And,
I did. I was in one of my gothic outfits.
Wow.
I had like the veil, and everybody was like my deepest sympathies, and it was hilarious. So it was a good
sounds like
time.
you had a great time, a
I
great
did.
birthday.
It
There
was.
you go. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Fort Hood had a great day on Friday. This
They
is already a great
did.
week, but they had a great day on Friday because it was what?
It was Military Spouse Appreciation Day.
And as a military spouse, did you appreciate
I
that day?
did.
Come
I
on.
had a great
Appreciated.
time. I
What-
felt very appreciated.
What happened, Sam?
So there was a lot of activities going on. They started out the day, the Fort Hood Spouses Club held a golf tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So I participated in that. And then they were doing HEB Operation Appreciation with Fort Hood. They did a drive-through where you got a bouquet of flowers, you got some crafts. It was very nice. And then they did free bowling
She
in
said
the evening as well.
crafts, right?
Yeah, they did 2 craft
Okay.
packages, where you could make like little boxes, and
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet, but it looked fun. It was really nice.
Wow.
It was a great day. Especially the drive-through for the flowers, huge turnout. They had a
Did
huge
you mention
line.
free bowling?
Yeah, free bowling.
Did you bowl?
I did not.
You did not bowl?
No, I didn't want to go alone.
It was free.
And my spouse was working all day. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not very appreciative.
I know.
Yeah, but you claim Milwaukee as your home and not to bowl when it's free?
My mom is going to be really disappointed in me. She's
Yeah.
a
How
great
dare
bowler.
you not go bowling?
She took a bowling class in college. It's like her life. She has her own little bag and her own ball. She's a pro.
Wow.
No, the pros have at least two. You got the strike ball and the spare ball.
She doesn't
Whoa,
have
I
two.
didn't know
She only has
that.
one.
I had no clue.
I didn't. Are you a bowler?
No, my ex-wife was. So that means I was for a few years.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we want to appreciate all the spouses and everything they do for our soldiers, because without your family,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
that support system.
Absolutely.
Yay, family.
Yeah. Well, there is one other reason to celebrate this week,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
This is National Nurses Week.
Shout out to First Med. All
Woo!
right.
Oh, nurses.
Yeah, you guys
doing
have a whole
so
brigade of medical
much.
types.
Yes, and they are always on the move.
Yeah.
Always.
Never stopping.
We appreciate you all.
Absolutely.
Keep our community healthy and safe.
Yeah, they do amazing work.
Absolutely. And keeping it in the medical theme, we do have some medical types coming up. And Brianna, you're going to stick around for this, right?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, you better. All right. And we'll be talking to folks from the Carl R. Darnall Army Medical Center. Say that 3 times fast.
I just
No.
say Kerdamsi.
There's no
Much
way.
easier.
Hey golfers, are you looking for a new course to play? The Courses of Clear Creek is a 27-hole course with challenging greens located in the scenic rolling hills of Fort Hood. With a 300-yard driving range, 2 putting greens, and a 4-hole kids course, we're the premier golf course in Central Texas. Our pro shop is always stocked with the latest golfing equipment and name brand apparel, while our beautiful pavilion overlooking the course is a great place to enjoy a cold beverage. The Courses of Clear Creek, open to the public, offering annual, monthly, and summer membership packages. Give us a call today at 254-287-4130 or find us on the web at hood.armymwr.com.
Hey everybody, PFC Kyra Pearl here. You might recognize me from being on Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. It was really great being on the podcast, but now that Brianna's back, well, they kicked me to the curb. Who wrote this?
Me, keep reading.
So, while I'm no longer in the know with the rest of the podcast gang, I'm still able to be on the cutting edge of Fort Hood news thanks to the Fort Hood Sentinel. That's Fort Hood's newspaper. You know, the one that comes out every Thursday.
I think that's Thursday.
But you typed the Fort Hood Sentinel comes out on Thursday.
Well, just keep reading.
They're an all-inclusive paper with something for everyone. You want Army news? They got it. Sports news? They got it. Health news? They got it. Kind of funny cartoons? They got it. Anything at all. They got it, baby. They got it.
No, give me that. That's not the way you're supposed to read it. It goes like this, all right? They're an all-inclusive newspaper with something for everyone. You want Army news? They got it. Sports news? They got it. Health news? They got it. Kind of funny cartoons? They got it. Anything at all? They got it. Devin, you ever heard that song?
No.
Must be a generational thing. All right, we'll read the last part.
Okay. The Fort Hood Sentinel. Local news, sports, lifestyle, and even a crossword every Thursday. You got it.
No, you got it. Well, whatever. They got it.
Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. Now available at those fancy schmancy streaming sites.
So, Brianna, this is all about medical stuff, and you are actually going through some medical processes and all that stuff, and you spend a lot of time over at the Carl R. Darnall Army Medical Center, right?
Yes.
What is changed for you?
Well, last week I went in, and I go there a lot. Sometimes I feel like I work there because I'm there like 3-4 times out of the week. But yeah, I went in and nobody asked me the COVID questions. There was no table, and I was able to just go straight in. And there's because before you could only enter one way and exit the other, but now it's
You have
a free
options?
for all.
Ooh.
Just in the front. I don't think I was able to go in any of the side doors.
So with that in mind, there is a new normal on Fort Hood when it comes to Army medicine. And joining us today is the Deputy Commander of Health Readiness at Darnall Army Medical Center, Lieutenant Colonel Ray Jaklitsch. Sir, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And Captain Eduardo Mendez, and he is the officer in charge of the COVID-19 Vaccination Center, also known as Abrams Gym, right here at Fort Hood. Sir, thanks for coming back. You were here in January.
I know. I feel like a regular now.
I know.
So excited, and what a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, you're a friend of the show now.
Yeah. And I'm promoting it now.
Hey, back in January, we're going to start with you, Captain Mendez. Back in January, we had your big boss, Colonel Richard Malish, the commander of Cardamsey, talking about the road ahead and how we were attacking COVID-19. And in that interview, in that session, he was talking about that by May, we would be, I don't know exact, I'm paraphrasing here, but those folks in the Fort Hood community that needed a vaccination were going to be vaccinated by May. How are we doing?
So, first of all, again, it's a pleasure to be back. And this is a great venue to keep promoting it, because I think that show, as you mentioned before the show started, had a lot of listeners into it. Yeah. So I am happy to report that things have been going great. I think we have accomplished the mission that we set out to do as far as offering it to our community.
Sure.
And I guess to put numbers in perspective, I can kind of compare it to how we're doing as a country. And if we look at those numbers, it's pretty similar to what we're doing in our community. I think one of the best memories that I have to point out how great we've been doing is at the beginning, we had so much demand that we had to do a walk-in, first come, first base.
Right.
And man, those days, and I remember this one very clearly, it was very cold and our community did not care. When we moved out of the hospital to Abrams, we had huge lines out there. So the community was very eager. Now I can put it like this. We have moved into appointment-based system, and the demand, although it's still there, it has definitely decreased because we've been doing such a great job of making it available to our community.
Sure. Hey, I was one of your customers. I got both of my shots in the gymnasium. So thank you very much. And it didn't hurt getting the shot. It was only after the shot that kind of hurt a lot. Of course.
It's special like that.
Yeah.
Colonel Jaklitsch, there's a new normal, like Brianna was saying, at the hospital. Yes. So let's do a little bit deeper dive on that. Tell me about the new normal and how we're getting better.
Sure, absolutely. Well, as Brianna experienced, one of the biggest changes that you'll see at the hospital is the lack of screening at the front door. So as part of the commander's intent to get back to a new normal, so COVID hasn't gone away,
right?
But it is still part of us. We want to make sure that we're maintaining the safety of the patients and the staff as they come into the hospital, but remove some of the constraints that we had to put in place last year. And so the screening has dissipated. It's now being done at the individual clinics when you check in. They'll ask you the series of questions there. And then other things that you'll notice at the hospital are all the doors are now open. So before, everything was funneled through the main entrance so that they could do that screening. Now the door over by the Women Health Clinic is open. The door over by the parking garages are all open. So
that's awesome.
Folks have all the normal access that they were accustomed to with the hospital. The other thing that they will start to see is the drawdown of the respiratory drive-in through clinic. So also known as the RDT, which is in the parking garage.
Okay.
That's where you go to get swabbed.
Right.
So if you need a test.
Yeah, I didn't like that so much.
Yeah, I had mine last March, and once and done was enough for me.
Yeah.
But if you do have to get tested, you'll start to go to your clinics.
Okay.
So we are decentralizing the respiratory drive-through testing so that you can go to your normal clinic. You make an appointment. You just call the appointment line, just like Captain Mendez said, for a vaccine shot. If you need to get tested, you just call the appointment line. They'll set you up at your clinic. We've got plenty of appointments available to have that done. So on the 21st of May, the drive-through clinic will actually close.
Finished.
We've given time to ensure there's transition so that to get the word out there through this forum
Sure.
and through our own communication, so that the patients and beneficiaries know where to go in order to get tested.
Is the demand less now than when you had to stand it up?
Yes. So
It's an obvious answer, but
significantly less. So I'll put it this way. Last year at the peak, we had close to 1,000 people coming through the RDT in one day.
right.
Wow.
Well, the car lines were all the way down there by the troop command area. We had traffic control out there. Yesterday, we had 8 people come through.
Wow.
So a significant difference between how many people are getting and requiring testing. And a lot of that is they need it for preoperative. They might
Sure.
need it before a procedure, or
Yeah, I
getting
had to get it
dental
for a
done.
colonoscopy.
Right.
Yeah.
So they'll now be able to just call their own clinic and take care of that at that location.
Right. To give folks an idea, because pre-op is probably the most common one now. When I had my COVID swab done off post, I knew a few hours later, I was good to go. How quick can you guys turn a test?
It's taking about within 24 hours. We've
Yeah.
reached steady state long ago,
Right.
and we've got significant laboratory equipment at the hospital where we could do literally thousands of tests a day.
Sure.
So it depends on when you get in to make sure that it hits one of the laboratory cutoff times.
Right.
But it's usually within 24 hours or
Right.
faster that you'll get a response back.
Now, for vaccines, back to Abrams' gym, I guess, obviously the supply's there. What about the demand today?
So the demand really kind of varies a little bit. And the reason why it varies is, is it a first dose or a second dose? For our second dose customers, it's pretty much there. We know 21 days from now that they will more than likely come back to us.
Sure.
Right now we have a good problem. There is a lot of supply because
Right.
even in our communities now we have it available. You can get it in grocery stores, in pharmacies, other partners, hospitals have it.
Sure.
It's going to increase because as of today, they give out authorization for 12-year-olds and older to have it. So we're going to see a little bump. With those bumps, you're going to see, again, variance because we have parents, soldiers, different people who were hesitant to get the vaccine for different reasons. The information was not there. There's different myths going on or whatever was in their head preventing them to get it, which as time passes, those people turn over to decide to get it.
Sure.
And also, if it's the weekend, you'll see more people who want to get it, right?
Really?
Because, yeah.
On the weekend?
Yeah, because if some people, they read up, they know you're going to have side effects because they do happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they want to make sure
I always
that
got mine on a Friday.
it's a good time. So if you have a spouse, I would recommend offset it from each other. That way you can take care of one another. Some people milk it, but that's okay.
Yeah, guilty.
protected.
Okay.
But so our soldiers right now is our focus, of course, always has been because of what we do here on post to make it available to them. We have transitioned from the OML, that is the Order of Merit listed by 3 Corps,
Sure.
to, again, we have enough appointments to be able to transition from that walk-in that I talked about earlier to just making it available to everybody. And if they want to make their appointment, they can call the appointment line 254-288-8888. Or we make it super easy. You can make it online.
That is an easy number to remember.
That
That's
is very
254-288-8888.
Exactly.
Call that number. And if you can't remember that one, wow. Okay, good luck.
And just to put it in perspective, as far as numbers for their population, I think we pretty much, there were half of the population in the United States, somewhere around 34% of adult 18 and over have gotten it. So this morning is probably increasing, and it will continue to increase, as I said, when the 12-year-olds, general population overall is 34%. Our adult population is over 45%.
Wow. Wow. Hey, COVID is not over, right? I get that. But the worst has passed, right? I mean, how does that make our medical professionals, you guys, feel to have, I guess, weathered the storm? Tell me about where that puts your head and your heart.
So I want to start with that one, sir, because just yesterday our doctor who does the safety briefings every morning, she told us this great news. Since we started vaccinating, fully vaccinated individuals, that was about 15 this, January or so. We have had one known COVID admission that ended up in the ICU.
Wow.
So it just speaks of...
Since January. Wow.
Wow.
So, I mean, and you see this trend throughout the hospital. I mean, let me see. I have some numbers here that I wanted to share. I'm going to funnel them, see.
Come on, work that cheat sheet.
Here we go. Okay, so U.S. daily new cases, this is the 7-day average, have decreased since April 13 to approximately 38,600 per day. That is basically a significant decrease from what you had seen previously.
Sure.
And it speaks of the vaccines. When you're talking about over 112 million people vaccinated in the States, your community spreads decreases. So all those people are at higher risk of becoming hospitalized. I mean, if the more people are protected around you, that ideal herd immunity could become more into prospect or...
Right. Is there still, are you still pushing information out to the military community about the safety of the vaccine, and you know, what is the message from Army Medicine today?
Absolutely, and that's actually part of Captain Mendez and his team. What they do when someone comes in to get the vaccine, particularly on the active duty side, where we may have large units that come to Abrams, and they educate them. They want to provide that information. You know, we may get a few additional soldiers that opt in out of that process.
Sure.
But at a minimum, they walk away having a better understanding of the benefits of getting the vaccine, and how the benefits far outweigh getting a headache or feeling a little crummy for the weekend or anything like that.
Sure.
So that has made significant inroads, I think, with our active duty population. The beneficiaries, they're coming. They already have made their appointment, and they're showing up. They've done their
the retiree
education.
community was very adamant about getting their
right.
shot.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. They were ready to get it. And those lines that we saw early on were a testament to the demand.
Yeah.
Sure.
Probably the biggest, not regret, but I would say challenge that we had early on was the supply.
Yes. With the tier list. And
yes. And
everyone waiting.
And then Colonel Malish, quite frankly, made the decision, let's get it out there to our population that's over 65.
Right.
When we saw the demand drop off after we had vaccinated our own Credamcy staff, let's get it out there to those that could be the most impacted if they got COVID.
Right.
And hats off to him for making that leadership decision. And then we started getting the vaccine in arms. But it was a supply thing. The whole country was waiting for it to ramp up and for production to get out there. Now, as Captain Mendez said, we're kind of in the opposite situation. We've vaccinated tons of people.
Sure.
And we've got lots of supply on hand. So if you haven't made your appointment, I'm making a plug now. Give the appointment line a call. We'll take care of you. Come over to Abrams Gym, see Captain Mendez. Tell him hi. Let him know you heard him on here. Don't be afraid. We'll happily educate you and make sure that there's no problems with your
We will
vaccine.
plug that telephone number one more time. But Colonel Jaklitsch, the same question I asked the captain, and he jumped in. How does it make you feel you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, let's face it. How does it make you feel now that you've weathered the storm?
Incredible. I mean, to be part of Credamcy, Fort Hood, and the Army, and this country, quite frankly, that has gone through so much. When I think about last February or March.
Sure.
So full disclosure, I'm a reservist and was mobilized here and commanding the Deployment Readiness Center. And right about a week after we got here for our 1-year mobilization, COVID hit.
Wow.
And so we're in a new place, new environment, new command, here to accomplish our mission, and all this got thrown at us. And to see the leadership from the commander, the hospital commander, from the Fort Hood command team, and how everyone worked together to protect the force and do what's best was amazing. I'm thinking about sitting in our meetings with Miss Cade, our PAO, a year ago.
Shout out to the PAO.
Shout out to the PAO as we were figuring all this out, and we had multiple battle update briefings to the commander twice a day.
I bet.
We were there till, 2100 and then back in there at 07 trying to figure out what to do and what the impact's going to be to the hospital.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we were prepared, but it never materialized. And so when I think of all the work that went in behind the scenes, it's not thankless work.
Right.
We were ready in case this really turned into a pandemic in Central Texas. And we all watched it. I mean, we saw it in Austin, we saw it in Dallas and Houston and San Antonio, and it was like it was closing in, but it really never got here to Central Texas the way it did in some of the other large metropolitan areas. So we're grateful for that.
And we're grateful for the two of you and everyone else at our Darnall Army Medical Center for, weathering the storm. Let's face it.
Saving people's lives.
It has been a tough year.
Oh, yeah.
And you can save more people's lives by calling that number and scheduling your shots at 254-288-8888, right?
Got it.
Sir, you got it.
And if you don't like phones, you can also make your appointment by going online, TriCareOnline.com.
TRICARE Online.
Google TOL. You'll come up, I promise.
Well, thanks so much for swinging by.
Thank you for having us. This was delightful.
And one last plug for those who may be hesitant on whether or not they want to get their vaccine. You don't want to make an appointment and commit, come on over to Abrams. We'll be happy to talk to you if you do have those questions. Same thing for your own provider. If you have questions about it, just reach out to your provider through that TOL. You can actually just send them a message. Again, we're there for you, and we'd be more than happy to take care of them.
Thanks, guys.
Flash floods in Central Texas happen within only a few hours of rain. Every year, more than 80% of flood fatalities involve vehicles, and about 10 people drown in their vehicles each year in Texas. Vehicles of every size can lose control, float, and roll over in flood conditions. Is taking the risk worth it? Is it worth the risk of leaving loved ones behind? Overconfidence kills. Don't drive through floodwater. It's not worth it.
Hey, it's Melissa here from Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions. Now is a great time to stop by and see what furry friends they have waiting for their forever home. Or, down boy, you can follow their Facebook page called Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions. The great thing about pets that come from Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions is, all right now, be good. They're practically free. Well, sometimes they're free. They just need a good mommy or daddy. So stop by Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions. Check the Facebook page of Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions, or even call Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions at 254-287-4675 to make someone very, very happy.
Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. Close enough for the government, good enough for you.
So this Saturday, May 15th, the 1st Cavalry Division Band and high schoolers will be playing at the Tablerock Amphitheater in Salado, Texas for the Armed Forces Day celebration.
Are you playing?
I am playing.
You are playing.
I have a couple solos.
You got a solo.
I have several.
What are you soloing in?
Well, of course, the Stars and Stripes. You know, that piccolo solo. That's the most important thing.
How's that go again?
It's the do 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 do. That
like
one.
I'm listening to the song
I know.
right now.
I know.
That was really impressive.
Thank
I'm getting
you.
chills.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I have a couple other solos in. There's like a Hungarian song we're doing.
wow,
Yeah, we have some really good upbeat ones.
you guys are all over the place with this one,
Yes.
huh?
This is the most diverse pieces that I've ever played
Very cool.
in a concert. It's very different from regular Army band performances where we just play a lot of marches.
Yeah.
It's very different. We're going to have some guest conductors.
Tell me more.
Well, we have one piece that's being commissioned on that day. It's going to be the first time it's ever been
Oh,
played.
you mentioned that, yeah.
Yes, the conductor
New
will
music.
be there. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mr. Dr. David Froome.
Cool.
And we also have retired Chief Pace. She'll be playing in the concert as well as conducting the Stars and Stripes.
Wow. And she's a former 1st Cavalry Division Band bandmaster.
Bandmaster, yes, that's correct. Yeah, she did a lot for Army. She changed Army bands, honestly.
Wow.
So we much respect to her and all she did.
I do remember her from when I first started as a civilian, and she was still serving. And God, I think she served almost 40 years.
Yes.
She was the last active duty Women's Army Corps member.
Yep, the WAC.
She was a member of the WACs.
Before females were integrated into the military.
And
so
they have a birthday, right?
Yes,
this
they
week?
do.
When is that?
It's also on May 15th.
Also May 15th.
So big day
What an
for
incredible
her.
day.
I know.
By the way, it's also Armed Forces Day.
Yes.
That's why you're doing the concert,
that's why we're
right?
doing it too. A lot of stuff happening for the Army.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be great. Come on out. It's outside, and bring your mask. We ask that you bring that. But it'll be nice, and it'll be a great time.
And it's free, right?
And it's totally free.
That's the magic word.
That's
I
it.
know.
Free.
Yeah. You can
Free.
see Chief Pace, and she was the last active duty.
Until she retired.
So it's great.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool. So.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All those rehearsals.
They're going to
Will pay off.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be beautiful.
Yes, I hope so. We'll see. There are a couple spots where I'm a little scared.
You're going to do great.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Kelvin, you get final thoughts this week.
Well, I was glad we had the restaurant Car Dempsey giving us an update on COVID and the vaccine and everything, but I'm also equally as excited for the fact that when I go to an appointment in the hospital, I'm not getting my temperature read.
Yes.
I'm not getting asked 50,000 questions, which, trust me, it was great. It was great to happen, but I was confused when I went in there today. I stood around like an idiot.
You were waiting.
That was the first time.
Just waiting for somebody to take my temperature until somebody was like, no,
just keep on going.
Read the sign, Sarge. Big Sarge, read the sign. No, cool.
You know,
new normal.
Yeah.
So
hey,
what's great is I can go in the Starbucks store now and exit out there.
There you go.
So
it's nice to have choices, right?
it is.
Not
you don't
being
realize
funneled
what you
through
have.
one door.
that's
You
right.
don't realize what you have till it's gone.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
real.
That could be a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is. Want to hum a few bars? All right. He doesn't want to say goodbye. Thanks again to our guests, Captain Eduardo Mendez and Lieutenant Colonel Ray Jaklitsch from the Darnall Army Medical Center. Thanks to Will Courtney, who does all of our music. You can check him out, check the liner notes and all that stuff. But he's got music for sale, too, and he gives it to us for free. So thank you, Will. And thanks to our listeners for, listening in.
Yeah.
And with all
Don't
that,
forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
there you go.
And
That's
leave us a
why
review.
she's here. Come on,
Leave
one more
us a
time.
review, please. We'd love that. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends and family.
And what's our line when we get ready to go?
We out. But we're not out yet. It's got to be literally the last thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
We out?
What? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We out.
Driving down the road